I did want to read this one before I talked about it, but I know a little bit about it.
Do you want to read it real quick?
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
This is also by Bendis. Brian Michael Bendis is a big Marvel name, especially from 2000 to like 2016. He did like every event. They were just like, "Hey Brian, do it for us, please."
And he did it.
And he did it. He was like, "I like money. I'm an okay writer. He's a good writer." You're looking at the cover.
Yeah, I just realized it.
Yeah.
He's got like Wolverine claws, Spider-Man hand, and Captain America shield.
Yeah.
What's his deal?
Oh, my friend. Moon Knight's deal is convoluted, and
Okay.
none of this will ever be in the Moon Knight show that Marvel is putting out.
Why not?
Because it's Marvel, and they probably won't.
Okay.
Marvel likes to say they're going to use things as like source material, but then do the complete opposite. They did it with Secret Invasion, where the Skrulls invade. Well, they didn't do Secret Invasion yet. They kind of did, and they're going to do more of it. Captain Marvel.
Okay.
So the Skrulls are like...
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Skrulls shapeshift.
That movie's so forgettable.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
So the Skrulls shapeshift, and they come down to Earth, and they're evil. They're like Fantastic Four villains.
Wait, they're a Fantastic Four villain?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're more of just like space villains.
Sure.
So whoever gets in their way.
The only thing I know about the Skrulls is that when I was a kid, I had a Thor Skrull Mighty Beam.
Wow.
And it was like...
Mighty Beams?
Yeah, did you ever have Mighty Beams?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah!
It's awesome.
I was around in 2005.
Yeah. Do you still have any?
I don't think so.
Oh, I still have mine.
I think I got rid of all of them.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. I got rid of them and like my Beyblades and Bakugans all at the same time. And then I grew up and wish I still had them. So the Skrulls were like Fantastic Four villains who could shapeshift, and they're evil, and they come down to Earth and like impersonate like superheroes. And the Avengers find out because I think Elektra, one of them shapeshifts into Elektra, and then they kill her. And they're like, "Oh my god, it's a Skrull!" So the Skrulls are evil.
Wait, so they just killed Elektra just because?
Well, Elektra's kind of a villain.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Especially at this point. Elektra's very, like, she switches.
I didn't know Elektra ever interacted with the Fantastic Four.
It wasn't the Fantastic Four that killed her.
Oh.
It was the Avengers.
Oh, okay.
Or the new Avengers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So they murder Elektra.
Yeah.
Because she's a ninja. Bad ninja. And they find out it's a Skrull, and they're like, "Oh my god. They must have invaded. It must be a secret invasion." So that's what they call the book.
The Secret Invasion.
The Secret Invasion.
I get it.
But in the Captain Marvel movie, the Skrulls are good. So Secret Invasion can't really happen. But they're going to make it happen anyway. I guess there's some mean Skrulls out there.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
They tried to do like a Men in Black thing, right? I don't remember. It's very
kind of. Yeah,
very
Nick
long
Fury
ago.
and like Agent Coulson.
Yeah.
Black. I don't care about Captain Marvel.
It doesn't matter.
There is a
Do you like
there is a guy
Captain Marvel in the comics? Is it just the movie that kind of messed things up? Or?
So, okay, there's like two Captain Marvels. There's Captain Marvel, who's like the first one, and he was a guy.
Yeah.
For the Kree.
That's the one I knew about, because I had a poster with superheroes.
And then he got cancer.
Oh,
and
really?
died.
Okay.
In the book called The Death of Captain Marvel, which is like a great little book, whatever.
Sure.
We'll probably never talk about it.
Okay.
Maybe we will. I don't know. But Captain Marvel's like, he's stayed dead. He's been dead forever.
Yeah.
Until Secret Invasion, where he comes back, but it turns out he's a Skrull.
Hmm.
So after he dies, there's a character, Carol Danvers, who is Miss Marvel.
Okay.
And she eventually becomes the new Captain Marvel. And I really like her when she's Miss Marvel, but when she becomes Captain Marvel, I don't know.
Captain Marvel is kind of a weird meta name.
Yeah, it is. Also, Shazam is Captain Marvel in DC.
Is it? Because I was going to say on that Captain Marvel was kind of like the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe like Nova would be more Green Lantern.
Yeah, the Nova Corps is exactly the Green Lantern Corps. But
I just realized that.
Yeah, Shazam used to be called Captain Marvel, and then Marvel was like, no.
Oh, really?
And
like it was actually used to be Captain. Okay, I see.
Yeah, he used to be Captain Marvel in like the 40s.
They're like, you can't say Marvel in your
I
comic
guess,
books.
and now they just call him Shazam,
Sure.
which, you know,
it's kind of a step down.
It is. I mean, it must suck for him. Because imagine someone's like, what's your superhero name? He's like, Shazam! And then it's like, oh no!
Wait, so could he... Is it when he said Captain Marvel he became the guy?
No, he had to say Shazam all the time.
So still Shazam.
It's still Shazam.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
But back then...
I was going to say that's kind of lame. It's like, Captain Marvel.
Nah, he's just Shazam! And then he becomes a dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's just a bigger dude.
Just like, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, like, it's a grown-up version of himself.
Oh, okay.
So one day he will grow up and just look like Shazam.
So when he grows up, will he just be Shazam always, or does he still say Shazam?
He'll still say Shazam for the powers.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Moon Knight.
Let's go.
This is the Off the Shelf podcast, episode 4.
Sure.
Yeah. It's one of those episodes.
Yeah.
I'm Josh.
I'm Vinny.
We're talking about Moon Knight.
Hell yeah.
We're going to try to.
Yeah, you know anything about Moon Knight?
I know literally nothing.
Wow. Me too. No kidding. Okay.
Perfect. That's the end.
Yeah, we can learn about him together. Let's put on another YouTube video and learn. So I have a few Moon Knight books here. Moon Knight is a character who every trade paperback or hardcover is incredibly expensive. So I have so few.
Why?
That's a great question.
He's just like a sought-after comic book.
I guess. I mean, Moon Knight's very cool. I think he's very cool. A lot of people say he's like Marvel's Batman. And, you know, he wears a costume and he punches people in the head at night. Sure.
Is there... Sorry to derail you here.
It's alright.
Is there a Marvel superhero that's just a white knight in like a suit of armor? Because I'm taking this based off of the Lego video game, by the way.
A white knight?
There's like this knight. He's like the white samurai or something, maybe.
What?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to look it up
Do
right
it.
now, because I don't know.
In preparation to talk about Moon Knight, I didn't, Google anything about his, when he came out or who wrote him. I think he was first written by Doug Moench, or Moench.
Okay.
He does not write any of these books. But the books that I have knowledge of are Moon Knight The Bottom by Charlie... What?
I looked it up and I found out what I was thinking of. It's the Silver Samurai.
Oh, he's like an X-Men character.
Is he?
Yes.
He looks cool.
He is cool. We'll talk about him one day.
Okay.
When we talk about Wolverine, especially. So I have Moon Knight The Bottom here, which is like volume 1 in Moon Knight's run in like 2005 or something.
Okay.
And then I have Moon Knight by Jeff Lemire.
He's relatively new then.
He came out in like the 70s.
Oh, okay.
Or 80s.
Never mind.
Around that time. And back then he was just like...
Did he get more popular later on? Okay.
Especially for me, around this book by Jeff Lemire. That is like the perfect Moon Knight story. And they're probably going to use some of that for the actual show. So at first Moon Knight was kind of like Batman.
Okay.
Right? He was a guy who put on a costume.
He's like the white Batman.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Moon Knight is Mark Spector. That's his name. He used to be a mercenary.
That's an awesome name.
It is. He used to be a mercenary, and in Egypt he was betrayed by a member of his team. I think his name was Bushman.
Okay.
I think Bushman or Bushmaster.
Yeah.
Bushman.
Bushman.
Sure. Man, I hope I don't have that wrong. I forget.
It's okay.
But so he gets betrayed by him and killed in Egypt after trying to save like this doctor and his daughter. And he literally dies in Egypt. And
so this is a lot like the movie The Mummy.
Oh yeah.
With Tom
Cruise. Of course. So
okay.
Moon Knight or Mark Spector is killed in the desert in Egypt, and he's resurrected by Khonshu, the god of the moon, to be his Moon Knight and like fight crime.
That's pretty metal.
Yeah, and he gets back to like New York because that's where every Marvel character is.
Yeah,
and he has.
There's no crime anywhere else.
No, never. I think later he goes to California somewhere.
Okay. So,
Moon Knight is Mark Spector, but he has a few aliases that he goes by. One being Jake Lockley, who's like a cab driver. And then one being Stephen Grant, who's like a billionaire.
Okay.
Yeah. So he just has like multiple personas and different levels of like the city. So one is like...
Just so he can like keep tabs on things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually, they will do something way more interesting with that.
Were they like, we can't just make him a rich guy because then it's just Batman?
Just Batman, yeah. Okay. But if he's like,
doing multiple
a cab driver
things.
and a rich man and a mercenary, then he's a bunch of things. He will kill you.
Okay.
Like, Moon Knight will straight up murder you. Like, this book starts, Moon Knight the Bottom begins...
Oh, so he's a sub.
Yes. Moon Knight the Bottom starts with these guys being chased by Moon Knight, and there's internal monologue in which he says, I wear a white costume because I want the criminals to see me coming.
That's kind of metal.
It is. And then he proceeds to straight up murder these guys. Brutally.
I like the art. It's very
cool. The art is awesome. This is David Finch. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. It looks very Batman-esque.
It is. The art is so cool. He has a moon plane.
Okay.
He has, Batman has like the batarangs. He has moon rings.
Really?
Yeah,
This came out like way after Batman, though.
Oh yeah.
So.
And this story shows Mark Spector after he got into like a huge accident where he got like paralyzed, or not paralyzed, but like he broke his legs or something, and he's like retired from Moon Knight.
Okay. And
this is the story of him becoming Moon Knight again. He had a love interest and some buddies, like this one buddy Crawley, who's like kind of like Jeff Bridges from The Big Lebowski.
Really?
Yeah.
In what way?
Like the look.
Oh, not like Stoner that plays bowling.
I mean, you could infer that perhaps Crawley.
He probably does. Yeah.
He's always smoking a cigarette or something. Moon Knight does find Bushman, the guy who killed him, in this, and here he is. He's he like shaved his teeth down, so he's like.
Bushman did?
Bushman.
Oh, he's scary.
He is horrifying, and this is the event that cost Moon Knight his legs.
Oh, okay.
Like he still has them, but he's like paralyzed. Yeah, he like falls through like several stories down onto his ankles and just shatters them. But he does cut off Bushman's face.
This is very gory.
It is very gory. Huh. He cuts off Bushman's face.
I feel like that's unlike Marvel.
Yes, you see, at this time, this is a Marvel Knights book. Where...
It's like Nick at Night.
It is just like Nick at Night. Where this is where Marvel can be dark and serious and scary. So it started with like Daredevil.
Sure.
Did you know that Kevin Smith wrote Daredevil?
I didn't.
Well, he wrote Daredevil in the early 2000s under Marvel Knights. Huh. And it was just...
Was that that was before Clerks?
No.
As after Clerks?
It was after Clerks. Okay. So Marvel Knights was just like, oh, here's Crawley.
Someone saw Clerks and they were like, yeah, he could write Daredevil.
Hell yeah. They must have watched Dogma.
Maybe.
Yeah, and we're like, there it is.
They're like, this movie's kind of bad, but...
I love Dogma.
Really?
I think it's awesome. I think it's my favorite one.
I think it's fun, but it's kind of bad.
I don't know. I mean, the CGI and everything's real bad. I like the shit monster.
Yeah.
Anyway,
okay.
There's no shit monster in here. Here's Jeff Bridges.
What?
Then
why are we reading it?
You're right. Throw it away.
That's the end.
So, he cuts off Bushman's face.
Okay. Does he wear it?
No.
Okay.
But he does, like, hold it up to the moon. He's very moon.
Does he, like, worship the moon or anything?
He worships the moon god.
Does he talk to him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There's also a new villain in this called the Profile or something, who could, like... He, like, looks at you and, like, he sees all your statistics or something. And he hires Taskmaster. Do you know Taskmaster?
I know a little bit about Taskmaster.
He was in the Black Widow movie.
Okay.
And he hires Taskmaster to take out Moon Knight.
I heard that they made Taskmaster like a robot and not a superhuman. And that people didn't like that.
He is not a robot, but they do something like different and weird with him in the movie.
Oh, okay.
I don't really like it, but whatever. Taskmaster is very similar to Moon Knight in design. They both have like white hoods.
Yeah.
And Taskmaster's deal is he can like he has photographic memory, so he like watches you fight and he knows you're fighting
it.
Exactly.
And he, like, matches your style.
But the thing with Moon Knight is his fighting style is so like bananas and crazy that even Taskmaster has trouble fighting him.
So Taskmaster's costume kind of takes from a bunch of different heroes, though, right? That's the idea?
I guess. I mean, he has like the Moon Knight hood, he has like a skull face.
Did Moon Knight come before Taskmaster?
I don't know.
Like, who's copying who here? This was just what I'm wondering.
I really have no idea. But he does have a moon cave.
Oh boy.
Yeah. A lot of similarities.
Does he also eat rats and have a butler?
Probably. I think he does have a butler.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember his name. He's not as...
He looks very grizzled. He's cool.
Yeah. Moon Knight is a very cool character,
Yeah.
and this was like the start of Moon Knight being cool.
Okay.
It's like before he appeared, his first appearance was in Werewolf by Night, where he fought a werewolf man.
That's cool.
It is cool.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, does Moon Knight have powers, or is he just like that?
He's a guy.
He's just a guy.
He's like a guy.
So he has no like divine blessing from the god of the moon?
He does. Like, he's a little more superhuman than a normal man, but he can't like fly on normal man. He can't like fly on his own. Okay. You know, he's just like a little stronger.
He's like just above average.
More resilient, yeah.
Okay. But he doesn't like have any moon specific powers. He's just the protector or whatever. He's just an assigned
he might be able to get like reincarnated every now and again, though.
He's almost like, and almost not at all, also at the same time, like Ghost Rider.
Sure, yeah.
Because like his powers
come from the devil or the moon god.
Yeah.
And
from some divine being passing down some blessing.
I think there's a Marvel team called the Midnight Suns, where I think Ghost Rider and Moon Knight are a part of that, as well as Doctor Strange.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I noticed something interesting just now.
Yeah.
That comic book, the bottom.
Yeah.
All the pages are black.
Yes.
But then in this one,
all the pages
that you just picked up, Lunatic.
Yeah.
All the pages are white. That's kind of cool.
This is something that I did notice, especially the time Todd McFarlane started drawing Spider-Man, where Todd McFarlane would do his own... I looked at that. Todd McFarlane would write his own Spider-Man series and draw it, and when he drew it, all the pages were black instead of white. And that carries over in Spawn as well. And they do that, every now and again. And
just for like the darker comics, or is it just a stylistic choice?
I think it's just a stylistic choice, but it definitely works for this book.
Yeah.
It is definitely
definitely adds
stylistic and eye-pleasing.
Yeah.
Also, here's Khonshu. That's what he looks like. They change him up in the later run. I prefer what he looks like later.
Is this just a statue, or is this actually...
It is like a statue.
But he like prays to the statue?
Yes.
Okay. So is this early on obviously not, because he broke his legs or whatever.
Yeah, this is years after he became Moon Knight.
Okay.
But it's kind of just a way to like retell the origin and get people familiar with Moon Knight again.
Sure.
Because before this, he kind of fell into like obscurity. Like no one really knew who Moon Knight was or cared. He was a part of the West Coast Avengers.
Okay.
And the West Coast Avengers were like Hawkeye and War Machine and Spider-Woman and characters that were not Iron Man and Captain America. And they brought him to like San Francisco or some part of California and just told stories about them without those boring characters, deflating the profit of the normal Avengers.
Yeah.
Even though the normal Avengers at the time were not great either. The Avengers didn't become cool until like 2000.
What's going on here? I just see someone ripping off someone's fake leg and beating them with it.
I believe that might be Taskmaster beating up Crawley.
Okay. There's like a Wolfman here.
Let me see.
Is that a reference to his first comic?
Yeah. So this is the profile he's talking about. He's talking to like a bunch of other people that hate Moon Knight.
Okay.
And he's kind of just going over the Moon Knight origin.
Oh, okay. So it's just like quick bits of what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Moon Knight has this French friend named Frenchie.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
And in this he has a prosthetic leg, and the profile sends someone to kick his ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that his actual name, or is that just something?
No, his name's like Jean Paul something.
Okay.
But
that's
Moon Knight
fine,
calls him Frenchie.
Yeah, that's fine.
And he's kind of like his butler. Like he's not a butler. He's more of a friend who like flies the helicopter.
Okay.
Or something. He was also a mercenary with him, but he wasn't the one that betrayed him.
Right. Because that guy's missing a face.
Yeah, and that guy's freaking dead right now. Yeah. But he always comes back in like hallucinations. Here's the face on the statue of Khonshu. Yeah. So Moon Knight is a character who like the further into like Marvel continuity and just like the more and more stories they tell about him, the more deranged and crazy he becomes.
Okay.
So this was the first Moon Knight book I read, Moon Knight Lunatic by Jeff Lemire. And I love Jeff Lemire. He wrote Gideon Falls and Sweet Tooth and a bunch of other really great comics, and he is a perfect writer for Moon Knight. So at this point, you remember all those aliases, Jake Lockley and Stephen Grant? They're different personalities. So Moon Knight suffers from DID, so he has like disidentity.
Identity disorder.
Yeah. So
I mean, he's in a straitjacket on the cover of this one, so.
So I believe this book starts Moon Knight or Mark Spector, and he is in an insane asylum.
It's like a plague doctor. What is that bird?
That's
face?
Khonshu. Khonshu is
he
like,
looks different. Okay.
Yes. So Mark Spector wakes up, and he wakes up in like Egypt, but it's like a hallucination.
Okay.
And Khonshu's talking to him like, "You're crazy, dog. I'm sorry to break it to you." And he like actually wakes up in an insane asylum where you're made to believe that there never was a Moon Knight, and it was all in his head. Like he's just been crazy this whole time. And like Jake Lockley, Stephen Grant and Moon Knight are all just made up versions in his head of himself. And of course he's like treated terribly at the insane asylum. Like they give him shock treatment without reason. They drug him and everything. And this book is awesome because you really start to go crazy while you're reading it. You're like, is he Moon Knight? Is he not Moon Knight? And you see like characters like Crawley or Frenchie or the characters in his life also in the insane asylum. So you're like, oh God, he's just crazy.
Yeah.
He's just a lunatic.
Do you ever watch Community?
Of course.
You know the episode where there's the psychiatrist that tries to convince them that they were just insane the whole time?
Yes.
And like Leonard's there just in the asylum.
That is just like this book.
They definitely copied it.
Moon Knight the Community. Moon Knight Community.
2010.
Exactly. This actually came out like 2016.
Yeah.
So
it did?
Yeah.
So maybe.
Even like the girl who used to be in love with Marlene, she's in the asylum, and she's like this comatose, like, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, they're all like fucked up versions of the characters you know. Like they're all made out to be crazy, and he has like a journal that he writes in with like Moon Knight drawings. The therapist is like, "There's no Moon Knight. You're crazy. Stop."
That's kind of cool.
It is cool.
That's like something you've never seen in a hero comic before.
And of course, there's this one night where he's like, "I am Moon Knight. I know it. Like, they're telling me I'm not, but they're lying to me." So he gets his bed sheets and he makes the Moon Knight costume like on the cover.
Yeah.
And when he like puts on the costume, like the makeshift mask, he looks at the guards and he sees like Egyptian like monsters.
Okay.
So it's like he is insane. Like this guy sees Egyptian like gods and things when he's fighting. And he escapes the insane asylum, and what he sees is like Manhattan with a pyramid and like the desert. So he's like, "Oh God,
oh, no!"
And here the guards are chasing him, and they look like the Egyptian.
So is he actually crazy, or is this like a product of the?
He's not actually crazy.
The moon god.
It is a product of the moon god.
Okay.
This book is like a complete kind of character study and breakdown, like reconstruction of Moon Knight. And I love these pages where it's just
it's like doodles in a sketchbook, or in a just
and you see like his weapons of war, like grappling hook and all this, and like sketches of Moon Knight.
He's kind of got Deadpool similarities. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Sure. What do you mean?
Where he's like not afraid to kill people.
Oh yeah.
He's like kind of insane. Yeah.
I
don't know if that's where it ends or
I guess. Mercenary.
Yeah, mercenary.
Around this time also he adopted a new persona, which was Mr. Knight. So he looks like this, and this is more of like a detective type. So Moon Knight has 4 personalities. And the style of this book is just like him trying to figure out if he's really Moon Knight or not, and he's taking like Crawley and all his friends, like he's like, "Let's escape, let's leave the insane asylum," but they're like, "Bro, we're insane, like we're crazy."
Wait, okay, so all of his friends are actually fake then?
No.
Okay. They're just people that happen to look like his friends?
It's all kind of like a figment of his imagination, kind of. Like,
so he's just projecting onto them.
Kind of.
Okay. Because they made him believe that he's crazy.
Exactly. Like he was like, I think this was all kind of like you learn later in the series, but I'm not gonna. You can look through it.
Does he actually have like a multiple personality disorder?
That's all real. Like he
Okay.
does have multiple personalities, and I do like in the later books, the different personalities have different art styles.
Oh, okay.
Which I really like.
That's interesting.
And I would love if they just adapted this book or this like series for the show, and there'll probably be like bits and pieces of it in the show, but
like it would be cool in the show if they tried to mess with you.
Exactly. And I think they might, but I don't know. You always gotta take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, it might be like Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it like fools you.
Is it gonna be PG?
I don't know.
Because I feel like it wouldn't work if it was.
It definitely
it's very
wouldn't.
dark.
It is definitely very dark. In this book, you get to see more of the different art styles for each character, which I think is very creative and just awesome way to do it.
He's in front of
the Stephen Grant persona is making a Moon Knight movie.
Okay. That's kind of awesome.
Yeah. Also, Moon Knight is a little Jewish lad.
Oh, is he?
And I think his dad was a rabbi. And at the start of this book, his dad walks into his room, and he's only a kid. And so his dad like comes home and hears him talking to someone, and he goes up to his bedroom. And it's cool because you see like in his bedroom, Mark is talking to another little boy.
Yeah.
Named like Steven or something. And then his dad walks in and is like, "Who are you talking to?" And he's like, "I'm talking to my friend Steven." And his dad's like,
There is no Steven.
Exactly.
I just got to say real quick, the way this switches between art styles is one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I wish, and I know they won't, maybe they will, but they probably won't, do something like this in
I know.
show.
It would be so cool.
Like switch up the coloring and everything.
This is a perfect like representation or just like a new take on the character, because it brings like his whole like his origins and everything all together, because you see flashes of his origins, you see where he is now being crazy, you see his friends and his like mental collapse, him getting further and further into there's a lot of awesome covers in this. And Khonshu is like a crazy god who's more or less just trying to mess with him, trying to see if he's worthy of being the Moon Knight.
So you ever see Wilfred with Elijah Wood?
Of course I've seen Wilfred. Khonshu is Wilfred.
I mean, there's some similarities.
There is. There is a great moment at the end when like Mark does like confront Khonshu, and he like grabs Khonshu's head and he's like, "I am Mark Spector, I am Stephen Grant, I am Jake Lockley," and then he like smashes Khonshu's head, and then it's kind of like he's free.
Okay.
To be
so is Khonshu a figment of his imagination?
That's a great question.
Because
it'll kind of leave it up to you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, all the other Marvel characters don't believe in Khonshu.
Yeah.
Like, Thor is a god, and Hercules is a god.
Yeah.
But
Hercules.
Oh yeah, Hercules is a Marvel character.
I didn't know.
Oh yeah, Ares is there too. Like, the gods exist.
Yeah.
But none of them know Khonshu. So everyone's like, "You're crazy, dog. You are going bananas."
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, because at the same time, like, a regular guy probably couldn't crush the head of a god.
No.
So, it's probably
in his head.
In his head.
Yeah. And now this book by Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Maleev. Yeah.
That would explain why he doesn't have any like godlike powers.
Yeah. He's just a crazy guy in a costume.
Which is cool.
And in this book, they do something interesting, which I know a lot of people don't like, where instead of Jake Lockley and his other personalities are Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Captain America.
Okay.
So he'll be fighting, and he'll be like, "Spider-Man, what should I do?" And then he'll like pretend to do Spider-Man moves, or like he'll imagine he has claws, and it's just like he is going crazy.
That's awesome.
It is kind of cool. I dig it.
He just like he's just a fan of these heroes.
Yeah, like I mean, he's worked with them.
Okay.
But they also think he's crazy. And
Has he worked with them?
Has he? Great question. This book's also more like across the Marvel universe. Like Bullseye appears.
Is that She-Hulk, or just a green lady?
I think that's a great question. But there's a lot more Marvel characters in here, and especially villains. Like everyone's just coming after Moon Knight. Yeah. Also, this is kind of a lead-in to Age of Ultron, the series, because Moon Knight is in San Diego or San Francisco or somewhere in California, and him and Black Widow come in contact with an Ultron bot.
Okay.
Like an Ultron head. And I think Black Widow gets like fucked up. Like she gets
hurt?
like her face. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like her face gets like hurt, so she has like scars or something.
Okay.
She's
like,
and Moon Knight is like,
scars?
yeah. And Moon Knight is like, oh my god, an Ultron bot. Surely this won't lead into Brian Michael Bendis' next event, Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Age of Ultron, that's exactly what happens. Age of Ultron is kind of a mess.
Okay.
It's not
the
great.
movie or the book?
Both.
Okay.
But in different ways.
It's not comic accurate, right?
No.
Okay.
The comic is like
better. Is it better?
It's better.
Okay.
But it also involves time travel.
And
way more characters.
Familiar.
Mm-hmm. It's there's a lot in Age of Ultron. It's a mess. But it's kind of fun. Wolverine goes back in time with the Invisible Woman to murder Ant-Man.
Okay.
Yep. That's all I'll tell you about it.
Sure. Okay. We'll have to talk about it another time.
I'm gonna have to reread that.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
It's fine. Maybe I should like read the books before I talk about them, so I actually remember.
Yeah.
Because I haven't read like this Jeff Lemire Moon Knight for like at least a few years. But it's really great. It's like I definitely recommend this one. I recommend the bottom too. You could probably come across these easier because they're more recent and less expensive. The bottom is going for like $150 on like eBay.
Oh.
I bid on it one time, and I got it for $25.
Ooh.
And I was for days, I was at my phone, like on eBay, waiting.
Yeah.
And then I got it, and I was like, I was so happy because I've hunted for this book.
Yeah.
And this book goes for like $700, but then they made like a reprint. They reprinted it, so now you can get this for like $25
awesome.
or like $30, and that's how I got it.
Nice.
So, sorry, eBay guys, selling it for $700. You're out of luck, but not me. I'm in luck.
So what do you think about the show? Like casting and the whole idea of it.
They cast Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know a lot about Oscar Isaac.
Yeah. I saw him in Dune and Star Wars. He was good in Dune. I don't know if he wouldn't be my choice for Mark Spector or Moon Knight, but I'm down.
Sure.
I bet he could do something cool.
You never know.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna do some cool stuff with the personalities.
Yeah.
The trailer looks pretty cool. It looks cool. And they're definitely going to do a lot with the Egyptian gods and stuff, which I like, bringing different mythology into Marvel.
Especially ones you maybe don't know a lot about.
Exactly, because everyone knows about Greek gods and everything, and now Norse gods, because Thor. So bringing the Egyptian gods.
Sure.
Which is kind of cool, because in DC, Black Adam, with Dwayne Johnson, he's also an Egyptian god-like character.
Yeah.
So you're getting like both universes, Egyptian gods, in like the same year, which... interesting.
Yeah. Do they do that on purpose? They're like trying to match each other?
Maybe.
Who
knows? I mean, Batman vs. Superman and Civil War came out the same year.
And the Justice League and the Avengers.
Avengers, like Endgame. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the show will be good.
It's The Rock.
As Black Adam? Yeah. I think I'm excited. I think he'll do good. They're going to have the Justice Society in the movie. Do you know who the Justice Society is?
You've told me about it, I think, but I don't remember.
They're like the Justice League during World War II. Like,
the
pre-Justice League Justice League.
And they're superhuman?
So, there's like the Flash and Green Lantern. The Green Lantern who's...
Wait, the Flash? Oh, the Flash's dad or something?
That's in the show. The Flash with the metal helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not his dad.
He's not his dad.
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, the JSA or something.
Okay, wait a second.
Okay, yeah.
There can be multiple Flashes?
Oh, yeah.
You just have to be struck by lightning
or something? Lightning never strikes twice unless you're in DC Comics. And then it strikes at least 7 times.
Or you have Batman's dad helping you get struck by lightning twice.
Yeah. Man, I'm happy you watched Flashpoint.
I didn't finish it.
Oh, perfect.
I watched maybe the first half.
Okay.
I like the Batman in that.
Me too. That's Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very cool.
He is. He will murder you.
He will.
It's kind of like Moon Knight. But yeah.
So, Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Are you excited for the show?
Yeah.
Kind of.
I'm excited. A bit of both.
Like, do you think that they'll ruin it, or do you think they're gonna nail it? Because so far, with what I've seen from the Marvel shows, has not been promising to me.
Yeah, you know.
But I know a lot of people do like them.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just me.
You know, I really liked Hawkeye.
Okay.
Hawkeye actually surprised me a lot. I liked Loki a lot. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, not too much of a fan of that one. WandaVision's good, but this one is so different. This is more like a Daredevil type show, and that show, the Daredevil show, they nailed. So I hope they kept some writers or something from that show to do this one. But from what Kevin Feige, the guy in charge of all this, said, he said that it is more of a brutal show, but he might just be saying that. But from what the trailers show, it looks like it'll be hopefully okay.
Okay.
I think it'll be interesting.
I'll watch it.
Yeah.
It'll be the first Marvel show that I've watched.
Yeah, and if not, if it's not good, I'll just put on Daredevil again.
Yeah. Oh, I've watched Daredevil. I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't count that.
Yeah.
Because it's
like
very
not
different. The Disney Plus Marvel.
Yeah. Also, speaking of that, they took Daredevil off Netflix.
Did they?
And they're putting it on Disney Plus.
Okay, that's fine.
So you can still watch it.
Yeah.
Along with the other shows.
Yeah, who cares?
I'm not going to watch those.
Yeah, I'm just going to...
Jessica Jones is good for like a few episodes, and Luke Cage is like good for maybe a season. Iron Fist is not good at all.
So they're allowed to have the Daredevil show on Disney Plus. So they're not just for kids.
I guess not.
That's cool.
And since like Daredevil was in Spider-Man and Kingpin was in Hawkeye.
I heard about that.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it.
The show or
the Kingpin in Hawkeye. They say like he was nerfed. I disagree because I can't remember in the Daredevil show Kingpin like ripping off car doors and like getting hit by cars and survive. Like this Kingpin is
same actor though, yeah.
Same actor, yeah.
That's cool.
And he's in like the white suit. He has a Hawaiian shirt and like a hat. People say he looks silly. He looks comic accurate.
Nice.
Like I've seen Kingpin in that costume. I love it. Yeah. I think he looks great.
Sure.
I heard they were gonna CGI him to make him fatter. They didn't. Thank God.
That would have been stupid.
Yeah.
I've had enough of
CGI
characters.
Me too. Hopefully they don't, add CGI to Moon Knight's costume.
They might.
They probably will. They do it with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you love to be a costume designer who makes like a beautiful costume and then just have CGI all over it?
Oh yeah.
All your hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You made it perfect for on screen and then it's just covered over with like a mess of CGI.
At most with Spider-Man, CGI, like if you want the eyes to move, just CGI those.
Yeah. Just like Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. Just make him look like rubber. Not a good look.
Rubber Man.
Rubber Man.
Are they ever doing anything with the Fantastic Four again?
I don't know. People say in the Doctor Strange trailer, so Patrick Stewart shows up in the Doctor Strange trailer. Like he doesn't show up, but you hear his voice, and he's playing Professor X again because they're doing the multiverse shit.
Sure.
And next to him, you could see a man in like a blue suit with like a white circle on his chest. And some people are saying it might be Mr. Fantastic from the old movies, which could be kind of cool. Those movies were not great.
They were fun.
Yeah, I you know what?
Except
I like that Mr. Fantastic.
Johnny Storm is played by
Chris Evans. So
that could be
maybe they'll get him back. Probably not, but I don't know. I love the Fantastic Four. Even though they're kind of silly sometimes. But, I don't know, I feel like the Fantastic Four are definitely one of the most important pieces of Marvel. Because everything space comes from the Fantastic Four. Even Spider-Man and Black Panther come from Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Black Panther comes from Fantastic Four?
Yeah, first time he appeared was in Fantastic Four. Where they go to Wakanda, and he, beats them up. And then teams up with them. And then Spider-Man was also...
Wait, they beat him up?
Well, they fight. I don't know.
Because they're trespassing?
I guess, yeah. On Royal
Homeland
Guard. Yeah, I don't know. But the first issue of Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four were there because Stan Lee didn't know Spider-Man would sell. So they put the Fantastic Four in there to make sure it sold.
Mm. And then...
yeah.
He became
the most popular character.
Yeah.
And now the Fantastic Four don't sell. Just kidding. They probably do, but I don't really care.
Yeah.
I don't read current Fantastic... I don't read current, like, anything.
That's okay.
Yeah. Occasionally when something new comes out, I'm like, I'll read that.
Just get a refresh on what's going on in the universe.
Like just old comics, they knew what they were doing a little better.
Yeah.
Yep. But Moon Knight. Kevin Levin out of Ben 10.
Yeah? That's a good score.
Yeah. I mean, he's good. I think the show will be good.
Does the Moon Knight ever, like, show his ass cheeks?
I don't know. Maybe.
He goes, I'm the Moon Knight. Get mooned. Presses him up against the glass of his cab.
Oh, man. No.
Okay.